Hit the throttle, feel the cheese. Two wheels lift, grip tight, cut the breeze.
Ladies and gentlemen, karibu to yet another episode of Cat on Wheels podcast. I'm your host kama kawaida Kat, and today kama kawaida as usual we are at the Black Rose Garage. Black Rose Garage is your one-stop shop or place to sort your bike mechanical needs and every other thing that you need. Could be car related, mechanical. He's a carpenter. He was fixing chairs recently. So anyway, you guys know, yeah, jack of all trades. So karibu sana if you need his services. Today I'm with none other than Wakili Timam. Now Wakili has been ametafutwa sana na wase wengi. A lot of guys have been asking me, bring Wakili. So for those of you who know him, he's here with us. For those of you who don't know him, today you get to know him and you get to understand all about Wakili Timam. Karibu sana bro.
Thank you bro.
Kofiti?
Alhamdulillah.
Asante sana kuitikia mwito bana.
Bro, like you're doing a good job, so lazima to support.
Asante sana.
It's a good platform for sharing the little we have.
It's an honor to have you. Pia unajua hapa tuna document stories of bikes, wase wa kitambo, how they used to roll. Unajua pia it's very interesting. Mimi nimeanza kuride tu juzi. So waseka nyinyi najua
si wa zamani sana bro.
Ijalishi lakini zile vitu mmedu pia. Lazini vitu zenye najua huko na story na a lot of inspiration to a lot of guys out there who are watching pia. But pole sana pia kwa mguu. You know, by the time I was getting to know you, kuna ka incident liko tumuona.
Bro, those are parts of being a motorcyclist. Like you can't have a story which is not complete. And riding is all inclusive. The good, the bad, and the very ugly. And you can't...
Why is ugly the very?
Bro, Sisi, we are the fortunate ones. Like we are sitting here, we're having this conversation. I can name people who are not going to have this conversation with you because they didn't get a chance. They're no longer with us. So there's ugly, like what we are going through, and there's a very ugly where there's nothing to go through because it's over. So for those ones, yeah, we celebrate them because I'll tell you, people do touch lives when they're alive, and it's good now you have this opportunity, of course, through your platform. For the record, I've been watching a lot of the episodes. Anytime like you posted someone who is close, like a friend or someone I understand part of their journey, of course, like I will watch the whole thing. No forwarding, no pausing, nothing from mwanzo mpaka mwisho. Simply because I would want to see how it was captured.
Na popcorns.
Bro, mi si mtu wa popcorns. So wacha nisichome lakini
watch a movie like Netflix and chill.
Bro, movies we are too old. Sasa like hiyo part umesema ya zamani, the age part maybe yes, I'm a bit on the older side.
Wacha. Kila mtu akujanga hapa anajitetea na hiyo like
mimi na 40
mnakaribiana hivi. Unasema nini wewe na turn 31 wewe na turn 40.
Sasa ni kwa like tuko hapo okay, lakini wewe yako mbele yangu tuna miaka miwili mitatu.
But karibu sana, what really happened kwa hiyo incident? Is it something you want to talk about?
Yeah. I was actually from Mirema. It was during COVID.
Yeah, and it was also at night, I think.
So that, okay, usually like over the weekends, back then when I still had a lot of energy, people like in life appreciate their blessings differently. So maybe over the weekends I used to do pro bono work. And then when I have time, we can go to the track. So like that Saturday, I knew like on Sunday I was going to the track. So Saturday, I did like, there was a case for actually a fellow biker. Tulikuwa Parklands. That one was sorted. He had an issue that he needed like assistance with, and I'm glad I was part of that. So there's a family budding out there simply because of my involvement, and I thank God for it. Alhamdulillah. Then we went to, my brother had, we have this half brother who had an incident like in April 2021. He had been electrocuted. So we went to see him at the Kenyatta because he was badly off. So when I was there with a friend who is also like kind of a biker, although no longer riding, my parents show up. So now, back then there was COVID, so you couldn't allow more than 2 guests to visit someone in the private wing at Kenyatta.
Yeah.
So we leave my parents to go with the tour we had brought for the boy. Tuka hang out. Then in the evening hours when I'm at home, like someone is calling me like, hey, you said you're going to show up, like we have this issue. Come through.
Oh, the pro bono now.
Yeah, all like Saturday or anything I'll do on Saturday. So I was like, watch animalize like at least the dinner thing, and then like I like sign off. I used to like I was dating someone back then. So I was like, watch tumalizana, and then like I can come because mimi nilikuwa na ile pass ya, it was during COVID times when the only essential stuff would be allowed, and since we couldn't meet in town, I told them we'll go to their place. We went, we sorted, like it was one of more rather like a conversation with guidance. Then on my way back, it was around probably like almost 1 a.m. Mimi by the way, like if one reputation I have is mimi ulala nyumbani kila wakati. Like
Lazima ulale home.
Bro, I've left Turkana at 10:30 p.m. Niende kulala nyumbani. So
Lazima kitanda yako.
Na kunanyesha. So yeah, on my way home, back then there was no traffic. Like literally
because of
like
COVID, yeah.
Mirema, drive all the way to Forest Road. No other soul on the road. Then all of a sudden I'm seeing a guy, can see like lights just come on. I'm like, why did those lights just come on?
All of a sudden.
Yeah, no, like, you know, there's street lights and there's nothing else on the road. And, you know, like, because when you're doing pro bono, you know, you don't go looking like a biker. Unavaa suti.
You have
It's
to look
legal
official.
work. Like, there's a way clients wanafaa kukuona.
Presentation.
Yeah, so nimevaa suti complete. Apart from tie, I think. Nilikuwa na whole suit minus tie. But nilikuwa nimevaa jacket ya leather jacket, gloves na helmet, and then chini ni official shoes, official everything. Like, nilikuwa like 100% like on official mode. So I'm riding and it's cold at night. And then mimi ni mtu riding bila gear, so I'm very uncomfortable when it's cold. I'm doing like 70, 80, 100. I thought then if 100 at the car road, but it was too cold.
Yeah,
so
very sad.
yeah, so I'm seeing like jamaa amewasha lights. Alikuwa amezima lights, akawasha. So I'm telling myself, because back then kulikuwa na hii curfew COVID barriers where they have roadblocks for people to check who has essential passes and who doesn't have. So I'm like, this must be one of those guys wamepatikana nje amechelewa and he's trying to run away from the cops.
Because anakuja nje ya
Alikuwa amepark. He was not like moving. So all of a sudden the vehicle starts moving. Then I'm like, that's weird. But then, you know, I don't panic. I'm used to riding in roads outside Nairobi where it's one-way traffic. I mean, two-way traffic, like gari zinapitana both ways. But this is on dual carriage. Na msea kwa wrong side. So I'm like, since it's 2 lanes, maybe we'll just keep left. And then the guy will pass on the right. Bro, like 3 seconds to impact, the guy just swerved. Like deliberately, that guy swerved. And I was like, nimezima lights. Like hakuna kitu. Like I used to have like some really bright lights. Aftermarket lights.
You gave him everything that
bro,
was
like it's an easy like, you know, there are those rides where naenda kulala, bro. I'm tired. Like I'm a human being. I'm tired.
Uvuti.
I'm like 37 kwa suti. Do you know how cold it is at night?
Pneumonia ban.
Yeah, so like when the guy saw, like the only chance I had to do anything was literally to jump over the bike because there's nowhere to go. It's on Forest Road where Limuru Road passes under. So I'm on the overpass directly above Limuru Road. I just jumped over. The bike is stolen, as you can see. I just jumped over the SUV. And that's the accident that people remember.
Wait, the bike looked wrecked. Me, when you told me this is the bike, actually,
Yeah.
I was actually astonished.
Well, yeah, it has taken a lot of time, patience, and money to get back to this shape. But at least it's crossing borders now, so
back to where it belongs.
well, yeah.
Doing its thing.
I wouldn't say like I'm at 100% yet. You see, the thing is now I'm not sure. I've not been able to ride the horse riding since 2021
Because of
this is a bit of a bad situation. To be honest, like if you ask anybody who is serious about medicine, they'll tell you I have no business being on a motorcycle.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, but then, bro, like driving is not my thing, man.
I know. Once
Like,
a biker caging is.
I have not touched my car since April. Like my brother has it. I've not touched it. Like ile sijagusa hivi. Not even starting. I told him, you know, he knows how to do. He takes care of it. He uses it. I don't even care about it.
Wewe utaki mambo ya.
Yeah, and I love it. I spent a lot of money to make it like be able to carry me around when this one went down. So
You're not even driving, it's carrying you.
transferred. Like you transfer 50%, you know, ile secondary owner so that they are able to access whatever they want to access the car. Then wacha pambane na hii.
Okay. So what are the doctors saying? The chances of
like,
recovery?
I need to go through like, you know, okay. There are 2 things we need to try again. The first one is what they call dynamizing, where they remove the screws, they try to make the leg a bit shorter, so the bone can, the edges of the broken pieces can like try to scratch each other and like force each other to like have some sort of activity. We have done it before, but they're saying again. Then now, if that doesn't work, I need to like go and see whether maybe like we'll have some sort of a synthetic thing. I don't know what they are. I don't even listen to those things.
Synthetic? Or that's an alternative they're
Yeah,
giving
so I
you?
was telling myself like right now, because I don't really have that kind of time to go down again. You see, the thing is that kind of treatment gets you down for like 4 to 6 months. I don't have that energy right now, so I'm like,
Initially, it got you down for 6 months.
bro,
Yeah?
like
That was 2022 around.
2021 from October to 2022 July, couldn't do anything.
You're bedridden the whole
Not
time.
bedridden per se, like you're trying to move around in crutches, like walking
Or you are
100
just
meters.
immobile, not like
you
100.
walk with crutches for 100 meters and you feel like you've done a lot. You see, the thing is, once you're down, I even don't like the fact that you've started with the low, but the thing is, when you're down, like, I was not just hit like the leg. You see, most accidents are like small impacts. You break, like you snap a bone. You can even walk in 2 days. Mine was a proper impact, talking about blood clots in the brain.
Oh, there was more?
Bro, like, well, let's just say I'm lucky to be alive.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Yeah,
That's true.
I couldn't remember my own parents. I couldn't remember my own partner. I couldn't remember my like any. It took me how long? It took me like 2 weeks to start recognizing people properly.
Everyone was like a stranger.
Bro, not stranger. You just don't have cognitive memory. People don't understand. Like accidents are not the same. Everybody says, "Oh, nilipata accident nikavunjika mguu." I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like it's already bad that you've broken your leg, but you're lucky you're still alive and it could be
Kuna zenye
worse.
zilikuwa
Bro, impact ya head on. Na nile like, you know, when I jumped, I don't know what hit me. I know the landing also was not easy because even if you hit the ground, if I drop you from the top of that building down, you not have hit 80 kilometers per hour, but still that impact, you remember it. Now do 80 or 70.
from above coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally
Then
get you.
now we're talking about like mguu yangu, like I have 5 pieces of bone between here and here. 5 pieces. I know you only have 2. Like, so people like it's easy to.
I can get the picture when you're just
but
talking
then,
about
yeah,
it.
The hardiness that used to make me Wakili Timam hasn't gone. That's why I'm still riding this thing with 1.5 legs.
And you're still enjoying it.
Not as much. To be honest, nowadays I ride like most riders, and I won't lie to you, it's not enjoyable.
Well, I know you'll recover.
But it's better than
and it
driving.
will- yeah,
It's better than driving anything.
100%.
Really
You know, just like you said, you know, when you're alive, you're
Yeah.
lucky, and you should be grateful to God.
Yeah.
I believe that's the most important thing,
Alhamdulillah.
which is actually good, by the way. So I'm wishing you a quick recovery, bana. You know, you in the biking community, pia umejulikana. There's been so much. I've seen you like actively posting on the Africa Motorcycle Diaries, especially with the races, with the like in the community too. Especially
traveling.
They are traveling. The first photo of you I saw, you were doing some knee down figure 8.
Then that you must have come into the biking community like when things were already getting too old. But then the thing is, let me put it this way, like knee downs like are one of the things which most people do not understand. A lot of people who do knee downs don't do it because it's good for cornering. They do it because it's good for their reputation, which is a pity. What prestige, bro? Knee downs. People are doing helmet downs. Like, I've seen people in Kenya actually like leaning so hard that I'm talking about Acid Boy. That guy can actually lean so hard that the helmet touches the ground. Elbows, the first person to do an elbow down was a guy called PJ. I don't know if you've heard of him.
We're here in Whistling Moranto.
No. Figure 8, 2019. Yeah. And then Acid Boy, now he made it like a habit.
Hey, yani unachapa helmet down like a habit.
Elbow. Helmet
elbow down, sorry.
You see, the problem with the helmet down is it damages your helmet, and you don't really want to damage that thing because it's expensive. You can't really afford to buy new helmets every other day.
What is the maximum angle the bike can lean?
I have seen people saying like for MotoGP 66 degrees, but me, I don't care. Lean so much to enjoy it. Like,
But you, what do you think? Physically speaking.
I think until the pegs touch down with your body position proper, or the exhaust pipe touches down with the body position proper.
Do you think it was designed like that mechanically?
You see, at the end of the day, leaning is a few things. The first one is the actual bike. The second one is the body posture and the rider. But the main MVP is the tires. What tires are you running? Are you running on properly sticky tires on the right surface? Because you can have all those and then you're riding on concrete, bro. Like, it's
Story
everything has to come together. Everything needs to be done in a structured way.
So
not just for
which
the
do you
other way.
think are the right tires?
Okay, by the time I was retiring in 2021, I think R11s were the best we had on the whatever those are the ones I was using, and
Kwa
I
road
would
na
vote
kwa
for
street
them
pia.
everywhere, bro. Okay. There's a place. Okay, biking is expensive, and there's a place it starts costing you, and you need to appreciate that cost because it's that cost that is making you do things at the level you're doing them. So you'd say like every 6,000 kilometers, I have a new set of R11s.
Na hiyo yote umesema ni juu ya jina.
Jina gani? Hapana, bro.
So umesema like they do
No.
need downs.
There is them and there is us. There's a difference. You know, things have changed. I came at a very beautiful time, like at a time when there was the first guys, the guys who introduced biking to Kenya.
Which year is this?
Mimi niliingia 2017, but I'd been a fan of bikes since 2013, 2012.
Owning your first was 2017.
But I was like, fun. Like, I'm following these guys, I'm watching them on YouTube. Like, they post anything, I watch it like 75 times because I had access to internet back then. I was like, okay, this is in Kenya. I don't want to do what they're doing, but I want to have a bike that is like that. Not the high-speed ones, something cute that you can do like commuting from home to work. And back then I was still like a matatu guy. I was not like, I had a car in campus. Then at some point, things went down kidogo. And then when I was in the process of picking myself back up, I was like, I don't want cars anymore. Like, there's nothing I've not done with a car. I've, like, done a lot of mileage with a car. I want to do something with a bike because this thing I'm saying, this guy is this. I'm talking about like the likes of Kina Styles. There was a guy called Jemo, Stig. There was some videos from Kyle. Who else? I don't know, whatever. I didn't know, I hadn't known about Doc until I became a biker. Imagine I didn't know Blade Doc personally until I became a biker. It's a shame. But he was also among the guys. But I think he was not blogging. Guys would blog and name him. But then you see the thing is, it's like your podcast. When people watch your podcast, yes, the guests are important, but it's your podcast. You're getting? So people will say, I am watching this guy's videos. It's like, I'll give you an example. Nowadays, we have bikers who are doing like popular podcasts. There's a guy called Brayo. He has that bike or Duosport looks orange in color. And he does a lot of nice content online. He's really popular on these streets.
Oh, Brian Cookid.
He's cool kid. I
Brian
not CLD.
CK,
So I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, what the? You know, that guy, like, when I see his stuff, I'm like, there's a lot of things I wouldn't endorse, but I like the way he's doing it. Like, I like the way he's doing it. So in my mind, I'm like, I follow that guy.
He's
Like,
helping
I
the
may not
community.
like actively like follow him, but when I see his content, I'm like, this is new. Like, this is a breath of fresh air. I like it. Because impact.
Like
at the
it's
end of the
also
day-
unique in its own way.
Bro, it's not about uniqueness. It's about impact. Because at the end of the day, what you do, everything we do, like, you know, we have our own results. But what it does for everybody else is now the solution to everything. Like, that's the thing. That's the purpose. Anyway, so the thing is this. I used to watch those guys and then I'm like, I want to have a bike one day. And I started watching videos. We had friends, like I had a group of friends, like we were working class. We wanted to buy a bike. We had like plans to have our own gear, like, you know, we have our own. Bro, we were big.
dream.
In our heads, we were big. Kidogo, moja akaolea bwana yake akasema tunanunua gari instead of bike.
Akatoka game.
Hiyo alienda hivyo, haja ikuwa biker. By the way, Michelle. But it's okay.
Hukumfanyia poa.
Another one bought a bike, but still drives, never rode that thing, I think. Like, in fact, like, there's a time she lent us the bike at Octane Racing Team for a whole year. Fanyeni tizi now, at least ifanye kitu ya maana.
Mbona kanunua?
She wanted to be a biker with us. And then another one, like, huyo aliangalia kona lifestyle yake na bikes haziingiani. Because kama unapenda like sherehe, sometimes you can't combine.
You can't.
So yeah, like nikabaki peke yangu. Then I'm like, we have been watching YouTube videos every Friday night, every Saturday night together for hours. We had decided we wanted to buy like entry level Ninja 250s. And I think Honda CBR 300s, because those are the bikes that were like fitting the clutch. They will not kill us, but they look the part, etc. So I ended up buying a Ninja 300 in 2017 after looking. Nimenunua bike. nimekuja nimeambiwa vile niliambiwa. Of course, you know, like when you're new into biking, whatever, someone will come and sell you the bike, iko na registration number, you do a search, you're like, the particulars are not looking. But anyway, story for another day.
Hivi hapana, you mean ukora?
Bro, ukora.
Hey.
Yeah.
Na hiyo imekuwa
like mpaka sasa watu wanaffectiwa, because at the end of the day, like you see, the most social guys in the biking community are guys who know mashimo, guys who like shortcuts. And as much as I don't endorse it 100%, it's the reality you have to deal with. If I come and tell you, like, this bike, brand new, you buy it for 4.5 million, but I know someone in TZ who can get it for 700, 800 Gs. You're like, ukishikora diseni how much ni 40 Gs? You're like, before hao bakarawa kwa 40 Gs za kujazeo 4 million, nishachoka na bike nimeuza.
That calculation is
stupid, but that's how they do it. That's how they do it, bro. So yeah, at the end of the day, like, my first bike, like, to regularize it was a lot of work. Then I bought a second one. When I was buying the second one, I lost money to a biker. Like, unfortunately, a guy who I used to respect. I saw you
posting that kitambo.
Yeah, bro, like, watu wanajifanyanga watu Mwenyezi Mungu, they like that we are good people, we are clean hearted, but at the end of the day, bro, at the end of the day, and these are people who will sue you for defamation, but the truth is the truth. Uliiba. That is provoked by the don't edit that out. I want him to know, like,
the good thing we are not mentioning names.
Yeah. So the thing is, at the end of the day, I was like, something is not adding up.
When you run it to teams, the number,
bro, like, yeah, you're like, no, we are rectifying. We are rectifying.
You just buy it.
No, not buy. Don't even pay in full. You just ride the bike. You can pay a deposit. We'll rectify. The deposit is almost the whole value of the bike, because you don't want to be like unapigiwa simu kila siku unaitisha pesa. Like, what have you done? But we are still doing, we need money to do this. Anyway, the thing is, back then, you know, when you're coming to something passion, you focus on wanting to get the bike and ride it, because you've been waiting for this for so many years. And the bike is already here. You're enjoying it. And then me being me, watu wengi wanakuanga nanunua bike, and then after a whole year they have done like maybe like 10,000 kilometers and they feel like they have done a lot. The first year I did 45,000. So I'm like, I can't even return the bike.
Hata kama ni ati nimechoka nayo
sasa. Like, I've been patient with these guys, but I can't even return the bike.
So it's too late.
Anyway, the thing is, initially when I bought the bike, it was supposed to be for commuting, and it did well.
That was like, the main intention.
Bro, I was buying the bike to just go to work. I didn't care about anything else. I didn't even know about the fact that there was other things you could do with the bike. But you see, the thing is, I was buying bikes because when I was a kid, I used to be a bicycle guy. Bicycle. And maybe into Ocha, bro. I grew up in the villages in Meru. And back then, like, with the Black Mambas, you could do so much.
I remember Black Mambas.
Back when, like, you could tell your kids to go out in the morning and come back in the evening. By the time the kid comes back home, I may cover like 70 kilometers or 80 kilometers.
Na hiyo bike.
My barabara za my pichaka nini. You know, back in the days, things like nowadays, the country is developed.
Things are easy.
Talking about the early 90s.
Is it the Black Mamba is the one mguu if you are short, if you are short uweki juu na pikishia kwa kachuo fulani unaenda.
I rode like that for a whole year because I was too short to ride it proper way. My sister rode my bike on top with the proper way before I could. She's like, she's older than me by 2 years. So she's like, she's taller. And she's thinking I'm doing this every day. So it's like bringing everybody wanting to know how to ride that bike. Any time there's go somewhere, get something, I'm the one who's going. It was nice. So when you've like spent like all those hours from 1993 to 2009 on a bicycle. In campus, I had a bicycle before I bought a car. And I was going to school with it because that's why you see like Mwile J lose because it's too long, like it's too any mwili mezoea.
Cardio too.
Bro, I've been in the house for 3 years now, and you see like shape agenda na sendangi gym. Like mwili J sahau.
Yeah.
Muscle
memory hiyo ina slap.
And the thing is, when you ride bicycles have a very small tire, and in the village it rains, you can't like say that I'm parking at nichukue gari. That is 90s, bro. You ride that bike in the mud.
Unapita nayo.
Sliding, like slippery roads, you do all those things. So like balancing for me came naturally because I had too much experience on the bicycle. And the bikes, these ones are much easier to ride than bicycles.
That explains why it's easier for you to just ride in the rain.
Anywhere, not even in the rain, even in the mud. Nowadays ni vile tu like hiyo imeharibika kidogo.
Hii imekulimit.
Hii imeniharibia maisha, bro. Hiyo sasa kudanganya. Like hii mguu imenichange life. it's
Lakini
good to be
itakuwa
honest.
sawa. Ikikuwa sawa
I like
unarudi.
being honest with myself. From the look of things, the best I can do maybe is probably 70%, 80% of what I used to be.
Of what you used to do.
Things are bad, bro.
Imekata hiyo yote.
You see, nowadays, like I can lean the bike a little bit, but the thing is, like when I lean, I think about the fact that if I have just one small fall, and the screws which are holding the leg together break, I have no leg, because there's no body jashikana. Like I have 4 screws holding my leg together. So if I have a fall and the screws are damaged, or the area where the screws are attached is damaged, the leg just falls off.
So you have no option. You just have
Yeah,
to be.
nowadays I don't. Life has changed, but it's okay.
Oh, no wonder you're saying that was an early retirement.
It's very painful because I was literally like I was at my peak,
Yeah, man.
approaching.
That is so true, especially with the races and.
Bro, forget the races. Races in Kenya are cute. The things we were doing on the racetrack, like people are afraid of dropping bikes at Whistling Morans. My entire life, and I've probably done more than like 20 or 30,000 kilometers on that track. I've only dropped the bike twice.
You've dropped the bike twice
Wallahi.
at Whistling Moran.
Mara ya kwanza it was around 18, the first day the track was used. The track was still wet. Like
Which year is this?
2018, December. Or
Let me
November.
guess, your follows kwa ile kona ya kwanza.
Yeah. Like bro,
Hiyo kona ni ya kila mtu.
hata si mambo na kuona kwa barabara bike, they had done patching work. So it was not even dry. So mimi, like I don't use other people's lines. I use my line. What's my line? Quick in, quick out, shortest circle possible. So the place I'm going, nobody else has touched it. Lime iko na patch na ijakauka. So the patch came off and then I slid with the bike. That was my first fall actually in a bike ever. And then I lifted the bike, and that day I was crowned champion for TSA 2018, the Superbike champion.
And since 2018, you're still the reigning champion.
No, you see, the thing is, things have changed. See, there have been races since I left. The last time I raced was in 2021, 14th March.
That's before the accident.
Yeah. So, 2018, and then the last time I dropped the bike, kwa track ilikuwa 2021. I was practicing with Basam's Duke 390. No, actually, I used the guy I was telling you who I was with at the hospital the day I crashed. I was practicing with his Duke 390. We had exchanged. Alikuwa amepatia Basam, then like we were exchanging bikes with Basam. I ride my Ninja 400, I ride his bike. Then he refused to ride the Ninja. He was riding like, I think, an S1000 na tunasukumana hivi kwa track. Bro, nililina hiyo bike ikagusa peg chini ikaenda. Mimi ni low sides pekee nimekula mbili kwa track. And that's the last time niliangusha bike kwa track. Sijaanguka kwa track kwa racing day.
Na nje?
Kwa highway ni mara mbili. I had an accident on the 4th of December 2019. I hit a bodaboda guy at 170. So,
Una shout?
ni ukweli. Yaliondoele sipite. But the thing is, as much as I was speeding, yes, that one I was speeding. It's good, to be honest. I was trying to see whether I can get to the top speed of the bike, the Ninja 400. Trying to see whether I can get to the 200 kilometers per hour mark kwa mlima.
Uone kama unajiseti.
Yeah, so ilikuwa 196, 197, and then I see some guy like just got into the road by accident. Hakuna junction, hakuna anything.
Ametokea tu.
Bro alikuwa ameenda ati alisikia bike inakuja, and then you know at those speeds like vile bike inatoa kelele ni kama dunia inaisha. So ati ameenda kuwashia mataa. And then bike imepakiwa kwa mteremko opposite side like.
Mbona kwa sheta?
Si vile unasalimianaga na taa. So the guy wanted to like ati, that's what they told me. I obviously don't believe them. So akaenda akafinya clutch njani na bike imepakiwa kwa mteremko. Siki iko ndani na amewasha like ile ignition. So vile bike ilianza kusonga akaachilia clutch, bike ikashtuka. So now the bike is now moving and is not holding the handlebars. So what happens? The bike just gets into the tarmac. Sababu bike imepakiwa kwa mlima, iko imeangalia side ya chini, wako kando ya barabara na bikes mbili, and then they can see the bike coming, they can hear it and they can see it. So ile mboe. So vile bike iliwaka, mimi niliona tu mtu ameingia kwa barabara, hajashika hata handlebars. He's a passenger on that bike. And the bike is just like falling on the tarmac. Your time, like I just finished winning the championship ya 2019, where I won the 3 championship ya Road Warriors huko Kiganjo, ya TSA na the national champion ya MSFK. So like back then your time I was good with the Ninja. Like bro, I had done like 60,000 50 something thousand kilometers on that bike. So I was good on it. I had seat time. I had really good. Bro, at that speed I just leaned the bike mpaka chini hivi ni T-bone, and then zikagonga na mguu ya mbele na mguu ya mbele. And that's why we're still both, the two of us are still alive. I had a GoPro video on the same. I deleted it, but I can tell you like at the point of impact.
Hiyo ndio yenye unaekanga kwa archive.
You can't, bro. Insurance.
In case.
Insurance. 178 kilometers per hour.
Hey, that's
Point of
crazy.
impact.
Man. Do you think kama si hii story ungekuwa na race bado?
Bro, like, I was not racing just to win things. I was racing to actually build something. You see, people have been speaking about the theory of bringing like racing to Africa, making it a career sport. Like you want people to actually, I don't have anything else to do. Like I'm Mark Marquez. Nobody knows what I do for a living. They only know I ride bikes and I make money from it. I wanted to bring that idea, I wanted to bring that dream here and I put in effort.
Well, that was the plan.
Bro, everybody knew. It was very clear. We wanted to make racing a career sport. In fact, like, when we were bringing in these slick guys, like, the idea was people get chums, like, 100 Gs per race. Like, number one, 1,000cc analipwa 100 Gs. Number two, 80. Number three, 60. Number one, 600cc analipwa 80. Number two, 60. Number three, 40. Number one, 300cc analipwa 60. Number two, 40. Number three, 25. And it was even advertised on Facebook and everything. We were ready. Then, yeah.
What do you think happened?
Bro, at the end of the day, you see, the rules which have been put in place, don't ask me by who, because they don't race, but they make it look like if you put cash prizes on racing, it's like gambling. It's not it's I don't know which, like, kama ni wewe ulieka a rule, may you get what you deserve. But why would you have such a rule?
How is that gambling?
I don't
understand. Fair competition.
I do not understand. I do not understand. But you see, the thing is, sometimes like the people who either find themselves or are chosen or are affiliated to the people who make these kind of rules are assholes.
or maybe the idea was once you put prize money on someone, they start betting.
You see, now the thing is, betting, we've done betting, bro.
No, like my fans. You see, like if you're racing and you're winning, na mimi ni fan wako, and you're going to win 100k, I start placing a bet
but
with my friends.
But there's nothing wrong with that. Because let me give an example.
I see that's now gambling.
There's nothing wrong with that because it's promotion in my opinion. You want to build racing as a brand. You want to build racing not as a thing that bikers do, but as a thing which Kenyans can say, you know, the people like, I'm going to watch an Arsenal football match. Because there's something attached to that match that makes you feel it's important.
To you, yeah.
People are going to watch a not like from England or from London. They're from all these villages in Kenya. Why can't we have our own sport here where people are eager to go see that kind of an event, even if it's 10 times per year, like once a month? Why not? We have football matches every weekend. If you go to the villages and you see what village football is like, it's even bigger than EPL. Because in the village, people know, nani anacheza leo. And they go and it's nice. And it was like that since I was a baby.
Yeah.
But then we are not, the idea is to promote the event, to make it. Let me give an example. 2020, Sarmad from Slick was coming to race and then COVID came. So the R6 had been sent to me in Nairobi so that I can prepare it for the racing. And then when the race day comes, or the day before the race, you can come prepare, then get into the track. So COVID happens. People are not traveling. I have the bike. I ask him, what do you do with the bike? Do you send it back now? Like, it's your time to shine. Ride it. Like, as much as I want, yes, ride it. But he doesn't have tires. He pays for tires. Everything else was good. It was a new bike. It was 6,500 kilometers.
Yeah, that's new.
Bro, it was new. So I'm starting like, we're doing this figure eights, those the lead downs you're talking about. So I'm like, this bike has potential. It was like raw, nothing, no electronic, nothing. You don't even have a fuel gauge. You don't have ABS. You don't have anything. It's a raw 600cc bike. And then it was clean. So I'm like, I go to figure eight. You know, figure eight is where people will go and measure the size of their cojones. And back then I had some of the biggest ones. Bro, I can tell you, like, name anyone who used to have a big bike back then. And I'll tell you the day I nyamad them with a 600.
Which year?
2020. Anyone. Figure eight nilikuwa mtu tu tulingangana back then was Acid Boy was untouchable. Everybody else nyama. There are videos that used to like trend in sasa, like, you know, you can't like live 1 year and make it like, bro, that at 6, like, I remember there's a time like I nyamad like one of those popularized 1K, actually two of those popularized 1K riders. And then they were like, "Ay, moja wao alikuwa like, let's switch bikes. I want to see what is on your bike." Nikachukua bike yake. Same story.
And hapo unajuanga ni skill si bike.
Bro, hiyo bike I raced this Tenere against 1600cc bikes. The who's on the 14th of March 2021. And on that day, for the first time in history, there was an adventure bike on top of the Superbike 600cc standings in the national championship.
Serious?
With MSFK there. The Minister for Sport was there. The CS Sport na CAS wa Sport walikuwa hapo. They had flown in. They were there. Then kidogo, people are not recognizing the 600cc category because now how do you recognize an adventure bike on top? And that day, by the way, the race for 600 and 1000 was combined. So technically, of all the 1000cc and 600cc bikes that were there, nilimaliza nikuwa number 2. Now the video is still online, you can watch it. Mpaka sahi, the video is online. They were there trying not to mention my name, but people could see what was happening. Then I was banned from racing.
Because of?
No, imagine you have spent money to buy bikes, kit them, train. Like, it's your own money. You're not being sponsored by anybody. Even the fuel to go there, your fans, your team.
Mwenyewe.
You do all that. And then you race. And then you win. And then your whole category is not recognized because someone is not happy with the fact that there's an adventure bike
It's
on
an
top
adventure bike on super bikes.
Yeah. So when the minister left, that's when now they're doing an afterthought. They're trying to introduce the other two. The guys who are number 2 and number 3. Na mimi sikutajwa, niko sawa. So I went on Facebook. You know, back then, I used to have a bit of psych ya kupost kwa Africa Motorcycle Diaries. I was like, we are tired with this leadership, sports, the racing sports, because they were abusing power.
Which is not fair.
It wasn't fair. It is still not, see, they are no longer in the picture now.
Because I feel like if they had a problem, they shouldn't have let you race with it in the first place.
And it's 2 races, not 1. 2
so
races.
they're just watching all this time.
Bro, it's when the thing is, mtu akiingia na Tenere kwa race ya Superbikes, you're expecting a nyamwe.
Expectations.
You're expecting a nyamwe. So it's supposed to be like a chance, a platform to embarrass me. But you can't embarrass skills, bro. You could. Back then I was good. Doing knee downs with this thing. Iko na tires zile iko nazo sahi. You know the tires that people use. Yeah. You know the tires which people use on the track. I didn't use them. I was using the stock Pirelli STRs.
The off-road.
Yeah. Stock, bro. The bike had just been broken in. Ilikuwa imemaliza 1500 kilometers, 1600 kilometers the previous day. Service imefanywa break in the previous day. Na ingia nayo kwa track mara ya kwanza. Na ni race day.
You have some nerve, bana.
It's not even nerve. Back then I had skill. Back then, by the way, skill level nilikuwa juu kidogo. Okay, I was juu sana. Hiyo si kidogo. That was.
So is this the reason why bikers hawalipwi? Wakirace?
No, the reason why bikers hawalipwi is because the people who are in charge,
they're not allowing it.
It's not allowing it. It's because they don't have pressure to do it. They don't see the need.
Are these the people who are overseeing the races? What are you talking about?
At the end of the day, racing in Kenya is done by racers. Organizers are racers. They are bikers.
Oh.
So these are people who, if they wanted to see the purpose, they would see it. But then because there's nothing pushing them to see the purpose, when will they look at it? If you have the option of, okay, let's say you've sold tickets, even at 500 shillings, and you've sold 5,000 tickets, that's 2.5, right? So if you have the option of spending 700 Gs in preparing the race, because you have to pay 200 or 300 Gs for the track, pay a few things here and there, advertisement, etc. So you have a budget maximum, hata ukume tumia ile generously, buying awards and everything, you say a meter, and then the rest, you know. So if you have the option of eating the whole amount, and nobody can put pressure on you, won't you?
Oh well.
And at the end of the day, you see, Kenyan racers are self-sponsored. Someone will use their own money to buy the bike, use their own money to kit the bike. Tires, say unaweza nunua a good set of racing tires. How much do you buy for yours?
50 Gs.
So you're talking about unit tire set moja, and that one is just good for a race or two.
This is 21.
Yeah. No, nobody races those one. Now talk about a slightly more expensive set. So
okay.
At the end of the day, you have braided brake lines, because the normal kawaida brake lines, pipe ones, zikishika moto zinakuanga zina misbehave. You don't have the normal disc brakes. You change the rotors to have aftermarket, which ones are the ones which are better at dissipating heat and not heating up everything. So you see, at the end of the day, you're using premium fuel, premium oils, premium tires, premium brakes, premium everything. and then you've done that at your own budget, and then you go there, someone is telling you, like, when you win, we'll give you a trophy that we bought for like 600 or 700 bob.
And that's it.
That's it. 1,000 bob tops, maybe 5,000 if they are very generous.
So
Nobody will buy a trophy for 5 days.
unaenda nyumbani na jina.
That's what I'm telling you. Like, I hate the fact that people think like, you know, there are actual racers. Actual racers are people who, mimi nimeiva. Like, I have spent a lot of time practicing my skill to make it that good. So it's an opportunity for me to showcase that one in front of people so that they can have a reason to come and watch that kind of event in future. Then if people are coming to watch, what happens? Now talent can get a chance to be seen. When people are coming to see the talent, now you can tell them, lipeni ya wase hata kama ni tao, mkuje muone. Once a month. Weka dhao yako moja, ukuje uone the best racers wakikompete. And then at the end of the day, like, just money from spectators alone can fund.
Nicely.
Yeah, so the essence was we become really good at what we do. We practice like every weekend we used to go to the track every weekend, bro. Sisi hii mambo watu wanasema sijui kwenda with Simbrance. Si ndio tumefungua kwenda kwa track kama kitu mtu anajitolea. Si ati sababu most people used to go to the track one weekend before race day or the Saturday before racing Sunday. Now we made it a thing. You go every weekend to hone your skills. You spend every day from morning 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on the track. Anytime akuna go-karts ni sisi tuko hapo na tunafinya hiyo kitu, bro. I was like the first person to do like under 1 minute and 10 seconds on a 300cc bike. Back when even 600cc's was struggling to do that. We used to do it for fun. Bro, call outs. I would be mtu angekuall, you have a Ninja 400 imetoka kutengenezwa engine sababu umefanya like 70,000 kilometers on the bike, the engine has given up on itself. You go do an engine rebuild. And then someone now knows that your engine is bad, so they're calling you out. And they are popular bloggers nowadays.
Mauchokozi tu.
Hey, Buddha, kuja na weko ka Ninja 400 kako nikuzunguke. We go to the track. 3 laps later nishamzunguka mara ya kwanza. 3 laps later mara ya pili. He gives up.
Unakuja na hiyo 400.
Bro, in 2020 I was called out by the guy who was number 2 in the 600cc. Na si alinicall out yeye mwenyewe. Yeye huyu jamaa kwa na respect. Ni mabeshte zake. Wako like hawezi chapa huyu jamaa. Na Ninja 400 akuwa na hiyo bike yake. 3 laps.
Unataka kusema jina?
So no, huyu deserve kuambiwa jina. Yule ningesema jina na huyo call out huyo.
Ule.
Imechocheshwa, like imechachishwa kwa internet sijui kwa nini.
Mbona unaisema kama wimbo?
But I like Steve Simple Boy. I like Steve Simple Boy.
Wewe ni fan wa Steve Simple Boy?
Mbaya sana.
Yenyewe kweli.
Yeah, anyway, the thing is, racing was an interesting part of, and it's one of the things I feel like we have failed as a country. Because we have people with talent, bro.
Let me ask you, I'm starting to get your point.
Yeah.
Sasa, hii track tuko nayo. You know, your vision that you're explaining, I'm trying to picture it. And I can see it now. Like, I'm imagining your story, a track like now, the Marc Marquez and all that. But with the kind of track we have, do you think, you know, that one, let me put it this way, it should attract investors.
Bro, I already heard your question, I already have an answer, but finish the question.
Yeah, it should attract investors, you know?
Easy.
Sponsors and all that.
Easy.
But now with the track that we have...
You see, people assume that racing is just about bikes. It's not. Even cars. Look at it from the perspective of a proper racetrack. You spend your money, you buy like 200, 300 acres of land in a place that is not prime for agricultural activities, but it's not very far from urban areas. And then you build a proper...
Give me a location, just give me a location.
Machakos County. A lot of places.
Narok,
Kajiado.
It's good.
And this other one that's next to Kiambu on this other side. What is it? Yeah, Narok and Kajiado and Machakos. There is space. I have seen it. In fact, like I can tell you, like there were conversations that were being had in 2020 that I was 100% sure we were going to have a track before COVID came. To the extent that I can tell you, even part of the government was like interested in seeing if they can collabo so they can have shares in that kind of a track because it's a money-making exercise.
How many acres do you need for a track?
For like, you know, you see, just a track.
Let's say a standard track. that can even attract MotoGP to
But you
hold
see,
a race.
let me put it this way. A track is not just the 4.5 or 5 kilometers racing section. You need to have
Amenities,
space for
yeah.
like parking. You need to have spectator spots. You need to have things like an onboard like medical facility where people can get like that first aid treatment in case of in it. You have to have like a place where guests can come in even with their choppers and everything. You have to have things like cafes. You have to have things like fueling stations. You have to have things like accommodation for people who want to come and spend like a whole week on the track. You know, there are people like that. Like next week, I'm going for vacation where on the track. There are people like that in the world, not in Kenya. Then, and if you have a facility like that one, you are guaranteed every weekend there's some sort of an activity. It's money minting. But in order for you to get there, where investors are seeing the need to do that, you use the facilities you have. We have TGRV, we have Whistling, and I think we have other tracks which are not like as popular. But at the end, there's another one I think in Red Hill or something like that. I don't know where it is, but I've seen the videos of it. It was a bit dangerous, obviously, because of culverts and walls next to a corner, like 2 or 3 meters away. Yes, even the Machakos
risky,
one.
man.
Even the Machakos one, the one that they're doing this RX. See, someone hit an electric pole 2 weekends ago, bro.
Alienda kurezo.
Safari running, like these guys who died to do
Oh,
that.
I saw it. That's Machakos. That's not here Kasarani.
I don't know if it's Machakos or Kasarani.
Alichota hiyo pole ikaanza kutoa maumeme.
Those kind of things are on tracks here tells you the kind of tracks we have.
It means we don't
But
have.
they're not bad. They serve a certain purpose. They give us like a proving ground to prove that the concept is something that is worth investing in.
So like how many acres do you think? 50?
300.
To be sure.
Yeah. Na shamba iziko. Kenya iko na shamba. Kenya iko na shamba.
Okay,
In fact, like
budget,
this maybe.
budget.
No, that's the problem. It depends on who is selling. Because most
No,
of
no, no, not ya shamba. Kujenga.
a billion.
Clean.
Yeah, or 2. And there are people with that kind of money that were willing to have that kind of a conversation. Because that money, you get it back within 2-3 years. The whole
Once
thing.
the track is ready.
The whole thing. Let me put it this way. Right now, for Whistling Morans, people are paying less than, no, okay, 6 figures, not like I just, but if you have like 4 events a month, and that's Whistling, you're guaranteed meter, guaranteed. Na hiyo ni for the venue without paying for anything else. You see, now imagine something proper. Are you getting? Where you have like you charge people 50 shillings parking the whole day.
Hata si mob. 52.
50 bob, bro.
Because ni sure utakuja na gari
no
yako.
corner space here like 10,000 cars to park.
Hawezi hakuna mtu atakosa.
You're getting what I'm
50 bob.
saying? Eh,
Everyone
who will
will
complain?
who will
Who will
complain? by
complain?
the way?
You're getting the
Who
point.
doesn't have 50 bob?
You're getting the point.
And you're watching the races.
Yes, and then it's just like all you need to have is the amenities and security. And it's not that difficult.
Damn.
Bro, I'm telling you, like, people like don't think like that anymore. But I understand that nowadays everybody is doing things with computers. They don't care about actual work on the ground. But anyway, the thing is, it is possible. I don't know if anybody's having that conversation, and if you're having that conversation, bless you, Maze.
It's about time.
It's too late.
No,
Like
for the
it's-
future, guys. Si lazima sisi.
No, you see, now the thing is, I'm not looking at it from a it's who is going to push. Who is pushing?
Oh, hawako.
Who is pushing? You see, back then we would be like, bro, I would spend $1 million every year wasted on racing. Wasted. Easy, wasted. And I didn't feel the pinch. Because at the end of the day, it's like, kwanza like I was really hoping that we would push Acid Boy to go international. I pushed.
Ah, that guy, bana.
I pushed, bro. I pushed. Like, there's no place I didn't mention that guy's name. And it was possible.
And even here, you're still doing so.
No, you see that you never give up on a dream, bro.
That's
Then
true.
you start seeing like he's no longer 22, he's no longer 25. You're like, hi. There's
Time
nobody
pain,
else showing up with that kind of potential. That guy would have put Kenya's name on the map, but we've wasted. Who else can you like push? Wanna push nani? Okay, there's chances, like there's talent, but you know that kind of talent comes once in a lifetime, bro.
Kupata mtu kama huyo, like to see someone with such kind of
Someone who is willing to have body parts collected from the track, na si ati amekufa, ameanguka kipush. Do you know what kind of dedication that is? Go look at Acid Boy from head to toe, how many scars he has. Na see the recklessness, me pushing the boundaries because nobody else is at that level. I was
Anachapa watu drag race na wili.
Wachana na mambo ya drag race. Drag races are some of the easiest races. You only need to know how to launch and shift.
No, man.
Wallahi. In fact, like an idiot with a fast bike can win a drag race.
Mbona anajua
Ni
kulaunch?
ukweli, a monkey with a fast bike can win a drag race.
Because in a straight line after all.
It's, yeah, like as long as the gears are entering, the bike will go. Because it's all about launching.
Ama quick shifter.
Bike za kushita zinakuliwawa kila wakati bro. Ni kelele. There is something called peak power and people do not seem to understand it. There's a place like maybe kuna yule mtu like anachezaga maybe clock yake inafika 16,000. Kuna yule mtu like gears zake haziwezi badilika kama inasema there are people like that. But that's not the fastest rider. The fastest rider knows the peak power of their bike. Like my Ninja 400 used to be at 8,500.
Hapo ndio inakuwa tamu.
I don't remember losing a race.
Are you guy, bana? It's like you had fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed. And you see, at the end of the day, bro, if you're not doing something with selfish interests, if you're like, maybe like, let me put it this way. How did I get into racing? I have been riding for just 8 months. It was May 20, actually it's 9 months. It was May of 2020 or 2018. I'm still a newbie, but I'm like known because I've been doing things nobody else has done. Back then, you know, people used to have bikes, but in Nairobi. So you tell people, let's go for a ride. They're like, yeah, let's go to Nanyuki, let's go to Machakos, let's go to Naivasha, let's go to Nakuru. There were no people going like places. Then I'm like, I want to do my first ride to the coast. Which route are you using? Garissa. They're like, see Mombasa Road. Back then, the Garissa to Mombasa Road, to Minchili, the one that goes to Lamu, was rough road. Mimi ni newbie. Sina adventure bike, niko na 300cc sport bike. Back then, anything below 600cc, you couldn't even have a conversion before, man. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you with your lighter, cigarette lighter. Like,
You can eat him.
bro, there were anything.
Names, eh?
Like anything that back then the big bikes which are like popular back then were like Charisma ZMRs and Apache.
Yeah, the Apache.
Yeah,
By the way,
and
that's-
those guys used to have it rough because like those were the border guys of back then. Like, in the bouts in the community like walikuwa nabeba ufala kidogo.
But size the Mars ni boda. Yeah, there was a guy who came here. Hata bike ya kwanza Weyaya ilikuwa ZMR.
Bro, you see, let me put it
Na
this
alikuwa
way.
na brag nayo.
Let me put it this way. If a guy like Weyaya wants to send a message, you can decide to like make this 1200 GS a boda just to make you guys, anybody who doesn't have a GS to feel like hii ni boda yangu.
But huwezi
na wewe
afford.
una like, you're getting to prove a point. Maybe the two they're not that petty. He's not that petty. So the point is back then like the guys with small CC bikes, they didn't really have a voice. So I go to the coast through Garissa alone. Have I been there? No. What kind of preparation did I have? Oyaya serviced my bike so it was good to go.
That's all.
Bro, I left Oyaya's place at 2 p.m.
Ka umeenda.
Nikaenda nikalala Garissa siku ya kwanza. It took me 3 hours to get to Garissa, about 379 kilometers. And you know like that's a Ninja 300 and the road used to be very bumpy. Then the following morning in Garissa University, there's a neighbor kid of mine who was killed during that attack in 2014, 2015. Went to the place where they have that placard with the names. Just to, you know, pay my respects. Then I left. I spent the whole day covering that 400, 500 kilometer rough road ya kushuka Mombasa, bro.
Did you invite other bikers wakakataa ama?
I invited guys, there were like 3 guys who were willing to go. It's always like that. And then on
Like
the day of
Garissa
going,
Road hapana.
they're like, ati umesema wapi?
Ni Garissa Road.
Like, hi, we enda to the next time. Even in coast, when I go to the coast, you know, like, toka Garissa nikaenda, back then, you know, there used to be Al-Shabaab, that was 2018.
That's what I was about to ask you. Bandits.
Bro, nilioka chini, nilala kwa barabara for 45 minutes.
Ulilalishwa?
Wameangalia ma passport, wameangalia ma IDs.
Or not with the Al-Shabaab, the army now.
Nilipatikana na special forces hawa RDU, like there is a special force, there is a special force ya GSU walikuwa dispatch your area. So nimelala hapo chini, nimelalishwa bro, like literally like less than 5 kilometers. Must ya Safaricom ikalipuliwa. Wacha gari ziitwe, those technicals. Nimewekwa katikati ya technical, wako na wasi wawili wameangaliwa mmoja kona whatever for 2 vehicles. Ingia katikati, usitoke katikati.
Katikati yani?
Hizo magari. See, the guys they were okay. Let me give the story proper. So, I had the dream of being one of the first ones to actually do the 47 counties proper in Kenya. At that time, I had done 41. By the time I left Garissa, so Lamu was supposed to be county number 42. So nikajiambia sababu ya Al-Shabaab, I will not go into Lamu County ndani, I will just get in and get out. So nikajiambia the fastest nafika ni Witu. Back then Lamu ilikuwa inaisha place inaitwa Nyongoro. Google Nyongoro and then you see stories from 2017, 2016. You can even Google, there's a police station in Idwadini. A police station had been attacked by Al-Shabaab like a few months before. Wakaua inmates, wakaua makarao, and they freed some other inmates who are the suspected as Shababs. Hii inaitwa nini police station? I've forgotten it. So it's been 8 years, 6-7 years now. But I think I can remember that police station. It's the one immediately after Minjila when you turn left, and then I'll remember it. I'll tell you. Anyway, so nimefika kwa police station. There used to be a roadblock immediately at the junction number. Hapa ndio magari zinasubiri kupata escort ya jeshi kwenda Lamu. So I'm like, mimi siendi Lamu. I'm just touching and going. Nikapita, nikaenda kwa police station, nikapata roadblock ya piti hapo. Then tunaenda wapi? For what? You know, sisi, like when you're in Nairobi, you're ignorant about actual security threats huko nje. Like right now I can tell you, no, this and say, siku nzuri vile saidi ya Mandera, but nobody's talking about it.
So unaweza fikiri kumetulia, so
January nilienda Wajir. 2 weeks later, another lawyer was shot dead. And I went solo. And he was shot on the same road I was. And yeah, on that road I met guys with bundukis, but since we were not talking to each other, and I was already tired, I was like, it just passed. 2 weeks after I went, a lawyer was shot dead.
na ulienda.
I mean, bro, see, adventure. And I'm telling you, it sounds like a joke, but if you've ever left Isiolo to Wajir by road, and it's a rough road, the temperature averaging around 38 to 40 something, and you are on an adventure like this heavy, and you have a broken leg so you can't rob it even once, and it's not like smooth road, it's like a very rough road with a lot of sandy sections, and you can't drop the bike even once, because if you drop it, that's the end of the trip, and who will help you lift that bike? It's a empty road. Hakuna watu. Maybe like mpaka Modagashe from Isiolo hakuna watu. Who?
Yeah.
In fact, like when I was on that trip, there's a biker known as Abdizela. I met him in Garissa. I told him about the route I had used. He used it 2 days later. Akangosha bike. Took 4 hours to get someone to help him. He had to walk to a construction site while wanajenga barabara to ask for help to lift his bike. GS 1250.
How bad is that road?
I think the best way is just to go there and see for yourself.
No, I can't, man.
Yeah.
You just tell me.
Yeah, it's like, it gets to you. Like, I remember like riding from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. before getting to Modagashe. And then I got to Wajir County at around 5. Because there are places you just have to stop and drink water and pee and drink water and pee. To just like put a bit of electrolytes in your system. Sabu, you're sweating so much, you're losing weight per hour. Yeah, there are those kind of trips.
So that's some endurance.
Bro, it's not easy. Like if you saw videos of me on the second day when I was coming from Garissa down towards Mombasa, you could see the face was, you could almost see the bone under the skin. Because you were dehydrated that extremely. Na si tumebagia complete.
Zile macho zinataka kutoka nje.
I have videos on my page on YouTube, on TikTok and Instagram.
Damn.
You get drenched.
So, hii yenye unasema ati you went and then ukalalishwa chini.
Bro, like, you see, special forces.
Wakalipua masti ya Safaricom.
Hawavai uniform. They're like in... Yani, unajua ni kambi. Kambi ziko kwa vichaka. And sometimes they leave their kambi and go to a kichaka nearby to time the places where they're expecting, they have intel that someone is coming to plant IEDs.
And they camouflage.
Bro, sasa mimi nimekuja nimesimama pahali mwisho wa lami, I'm trying to turn around. So I was like, take a quick photo. The bike is still running. Take a quick photo for memories and dash back. 5-10 seconds after nimechukua selfie ya pili, I just saw like a bunch of guys like line up here from like maybe, let's say like 100 meters, 16 or 17 guys. Na wamevaa uniform si ya karao. This is not karao uniform. Wengine atakuwa na hizo combat things with shorts mrefu. You can see magazines, all of them like these are not like cops. And then, you know, wanakuja tactical. Then they're not looking at me,
But
they're looking behind me. Then I'm like, what are they looking for? So my bike, hiyo time ni Ninja 300. Nimefunga kabag na ka reflector hapo nyuma. Bike is still running. So obviously like, why is this guy mbana piga picha na bike inasimama? I didn't look. To an adventurer, that's how it looks. But to a person who is waiting for a terrorist, it also looks like it fits the description. Wase walikuja, niko like wanaangalia nyuma. Like they're not looking at me, they're looking the other side. Bro, mimi niliona tu mabunduki nikatoa helmet. After school time, I just removed my helmet and threw it away.
Or to show your face.
Yeah. And then nikainua mikono hivi, nikaanza kusema mimi sina ubaya na Kiswahili. So they can hear that Kiswahili. But bro, nilifanywa nini? Nilitek ile umoipigwa dafrao, like you're looking at someone like this and then all of a sudden you're looking at the ground. And then reflector imevutwa, imefunikia kichwa and then imefungwa hapa. And then they're like, they're not even saying anything, they're just saying bro, bro, bro. Hai, niko like nimenyamaza tu. There's a car that was coming out. Mimi nimelala kwa ground, nimesukuma ile you don't know what is happening and you can't fight. Because at the moment, like, you see those guys with guns coming out, you can't run. You can't run
now
a bullet.
they do.
So I was like, nikasukuma kichwa kwa ground, nikasukuma hiyo blindfold kidogo hivi, so I could see like, gari inakam, inafika pale, inapiga U-turn, inarudi. Because even the cars were like, nah. And then nasikia, simamisha, huyu amekuja, simamisha. Because hii Kiswahili si ya waria bwana.
They're trying,
so niko like, kama hawa ni magaidi, ni wa hapa. Unaget? Kama hawa ni magaidi, ni wa hapa. So I started now negotiating. I'm like, mimi niko adventure mazee. Nimekuwa travel since whatever. Simu yangu kwa mfuko, iko na pictures of the whole trip. Nimekuwa nikilipa everything along the way na M-Pesa. You can confirm mali nimetoka na mali nimefika. In fact, like petrol ya mwisho nimekunywa tu hapa Minjila. They don't care. I was there for like, they made phone calls. It's a public holiday. Ilikuwa Easter weekend ya 2018. That year, the Easter weekend ya 2018 ilikuwa between 30th April to around 2nd May.
Asa wajali.
They don't care. They don't care.
It's
so the thing is, so they like at the end of the day, like I remember I spent like that. They tried to call everybody they could call to verify, like, because now the thing is, the good thing about being an advocate is your details are on our website. The mast was blown. There was no network.
Sasa hakuna vile watakusaidia.
Walkie-talkie ndio wanatumia ku communicate. So they're sending information somewhere and then someone is like trying to verify. Then they're like, who do we call? So the thing that saved me is my phone. I allowed them to go through my phone. Because I had those new pen that hizi masimu za China, but the high-end ones. So where you double click ile button ya unajaribu ku volume down, it just takes pictures. So I actually had pictures of them. They took them themselves.
Hao kwa wamejikava.
Bro, they don't cover.
Wanajionyesha live like.
Even the other magaidi, they don't cover themselves. I don't know where the ones who cover themselves are the ones who are doing that PR that you see videos zimetengenezwa deliberately ya kutangazwa ili muone vile hao ni wabaya. Those are the ones who cover. Kwa ground they don't cover.
Huko.
Bro, any as in, that's the time I noticed that when I panic I don't pee myself. But I can tell you I was so shook that if you see the photographs, like I have a blog, I made a blog about the whole story in details. Gamba police station.
Oh, the one you're telling me.
Yes. When they escorted me back to Gamba police station. When we got to Gamba police station, they went behind now to go look for those guys. They were removing me from the scene. Because they were like, nye, ati unaenda wapi? Naenda Tanzania. Unafanya nini barabara Galamu unaenda Tanzania?
That is after wamelipua hiyo mask. Sasa
bro, hiyo mask ndio nilinitoa hapo. I'm lying on the ground and then we are poof.
Attention
explosion si mchezo bro. So they were like, they called technicals immediately. We have this, whatever, we need to get him out of here.
You now.
Hey, na zile gari mbili zilikuwa zimerudi zikataniwa around na hiyo ma technicals zikakuja sasa zilikuwa mimi na hizo technicals. Hey, hawa watu walienda mbele. We passed them. They are locals. I'm telling you why.
Hiyo sio kimaliza hata sura sema
nilifika Gamba police station, there was a woman who was hawking. I bought everything she had for the guys who were there just to celebrate the fact that I'm still alive. Then I was like, in Nairobi we're so ignorant because we don't care about terrorism. There's no terrorism here.
Baka uingie first hand.
In fact, like we even named dates, 17th January 2019, 21st September 2013. We remember the dates when things happened somewhere because it's that rare. Is it 15th of April?
Oh, atimbaka unaziname. Like there's a remembrance.
It's something once in a blue moon.
There's a place where it's happening like frequently.
Bro, daily.
So hata uwezi sema ati on 13th this happened.
Once back then, say it's better. Like the government has put in efforts to try. But the truth is, we have IEDs. In January, people died of IEDs. Like in 2 months ago, a month ago, hii barabara ya kwenda Moyale, people were shot in a bus.
Why? As in IEDs, what?
No, you see, the thing is, kuna magaidi terrorists, and there are people pretending to be those terrorists because they are bored and they have access to guns, and it's kind of interesting. It's like that's their hobby, and there's no telling the difference because they all cause harm. You see, the thing is, vitu kama zile tuko nazo, smartphones, they don't care about smartphones. These things don't last 24 hours in the bushes. When you're riding, you're a superbike rider. You know one thing: if the head of the animal is down, you are safe. If the animal lifts his head, slow the F down.
I didn't know that.
Hey, an animal will never run with the head down. When I tell people, like, I know what it's like to be above 200 kilometers per hour for 9 hours in one day, a lot could go on wrong because there are whales, there are crocodiles, there are hippos. And I'm talking about proper size crocodiles, 20-foot crocodiles, like proper size crocodiles. Na mimi na akili yangu is cause nilisikia kuna mtu wa veve anapeleka gamira hapo na nduthi. Akili yangu iko like, kwani yako na nini? I can do it too.
Na wewe uchani.
And I did it. I don't even like